Transition to a different topic here. Let's talk a little bit about your love and passion and support for people who are overweight, who are carrying some couple hundred pounds of baby fat, or stones, as you guys call it here.
Stones.
What did that come out of? When did you start talking about that?
So I'm not a fan of fat people.
Okay, tell me why.
And I call them chubsters. You've just been on a flight. I mean, I'm sure your seat was lovely, but when someone else carries their leg on your leg on a flight, or someone's arm is on your arm in a flight, it just makes the whole of my skin crawl.
What do you actually tell them when they're sitting next to you? Do you say
something
to
them? I go, yeah, I'm gone. I ask for a different seat. Yeah, I don't travel with someone else's body parts on me. No. I'll press the button and call for help. I will say, sorry, this person.
How often do they help you out and they accommodate
you?
Oh,
they'll move me because they can see I'll be a problem. But I'll say, this person, sorry, next to me should have booked 2 seats. They didn't. Now they're taking up half of mine. I need to be moved. I'm straight up with that. That's no problem for me. Because when I check in, we have these budget economy airlines, I don't know. And like when I check in a bag, I have to pay like $30, right? Mm-hmm. So look, I'm 130 pounds. I'm paying for my bag, which is probably 20 pounds. I'm paying not you, but someone who's very large like you, who's like 250 pounds, you're not paying for this that you're carrying on with you, but I've had to pay to check my bag. Economically, we would both agree that model is flawed. I am being penalised for being skinny.
Interesting.
So my view is that when you check in, you weigh in. So you weigh in at check-in and you do a cumulative total, you plus your bag, me plus my bag, and then you see if we need to pay. So if you're a fat person with luggage, you're going to pay more, and that suits me fine. And economically, that principle is correct because you're internalising the externality of the fat person. Second up, I'm 130 pounds to prove, because people say, oh, you're so lucky to be skinny. You're so lucky to be skinny. You're so lucky to be skinny. And I was like, no, I'm not. If I sit on my ass, what do you call this? Bottom?
Yep.
Bum?
You call it bum, we call it ass.
Ass. If I sit on my ass and I shove food in my face, I too can be fat. And so I did. So I put on half my body weight. I put on 60 pounds in 3 months.
You did that?
Yeah. I was huge. And I took it off again in 3 months to prove that fat people are lazy. So that I'm not lucky to be skinny, but if I do what you do and sit there, I can be fat too. And I was really fat. It was called Fat and Back. It was a documentary. It won awards.
So let me ask you this. So what do you say? What do you actually tell people who you meet that they say, well, it's a, what's the word? It's a
genetic thing.
It's either a genetic thing, it's something I struggle with. I struggle with depression. Runs in the family.
I take medication. Yeah. It's not my fault. All the excuses. That's why I did Fat and Back. To say, I was on medication, Christ. As an epileptic, the meds you take are off the chart. Big bones don't run in the family. Like if I x-ray you, your bones are the same size as mine. That's just a fallacy. When you say, oh, I come from a big family, yeah, that's because all your family eat like elephants and eat half the fridge on a Friday because you're all fat together. It's not that it runs in the family, you're just all greedy. Like, get over it. So it was just about, if you walk a bit more and eat a bit less, you'll lose weight. And people did.
Have you heard of Lululemon, the brand?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I was.
Oh, yes, it's that really nice stuff.
Yes, right, the really nice stuff.
But you know the problem with that stuff? Fat people put on that stuff, they feel more comfy, they eat more. That's why, if you're fat, you should always wear a tailored trouser because it'll hurt your stomach when you start stuffing your face.
A tailored trouser.
Because
it doesn't stretch.
It doesn't stretch.
Yes.
And that's the thing I learned when I was fat, is all of a sudden you go into this weird wear which is not really a size, it just expands to fit.
You know what the founder said? The Chip Wilson, I was with him a few weeks ago.
Were they beautiful and thin?
Yeah, I mean, he's in shape,
That's what
he's
I'm
in his 60s.
saying.
He's in his 60s and he's in shape.
You try a fat person in Lululemon, doesn't look good.
But here's
not on brand, I'm telling you.
Here's what he said. He predicted, in 20 years, everyone's going to be in shape. He says, because we're creating so much predictive analytics that if you're not, everyone's going to know why you're not in shape.
Yes.
So that's his...
well, this is my big thing, because of course, this in an American sense, I sound jolly mean. In a British sense, if you think that I'm paying my taxes into a national health service, I'm paying for you, if you're a fat person, I'm paying for your new hip, your new knee. I'm paying for your gastric band to try and stop you eating. And I don't want to pay for that. I don't mind if you're fat and you want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. And if we just had a social insurance system where if you ran to work, you got points. If you ate a salad from this place, you got points. If you cycled or joined a gym, you got points. And that way you were incentivized to keep, use an economic model to drive good behavior.
That's what we do at our office. Everybody has one of these. We bought one of these for everybody, and we pay bonuses every month if you have steps every month. So what I notice, I come to work and I'm seeing my guys lunchtime. They're walking 1 hour. I'm like, wow, look at this. I lost 18 pounds.
And you
I lost
reward
28
them
pounds.
for that.
Well, no, we pay bonuses.
You pay bonuses for if they...
Every single month we pay bonuses.
This
We
is all
buy
I'm
these
trying to
and we give it to you.
Would you employ someone who was morbidly obese?
Would I employ someone? So I no longer hire everybody at the support side.
No, well,
other people are. But for me, if I'm looking at an executive, I will tell you, if I see that you can't handle your discipline when it comes down to your health, I wonder if you can handle discipline in other areas.
Right.
Because I'm solving for stamina and energy. How long can you last? I can't. If you're going to get tired at 4 o'clock because you're dragging your advancement.
So I tried this on a breakfast sofa. There was a very large lady, and I said, "Well, I wouldn't employ you because you're too fat, because you wouldn't have the stamina to run my day, and because at the end of the day there may be an odor issue." And because I said this directly to a lady's face, that was seen as being, hugely offensive. Where I think actually a bit of honesty on the planet would be a good thing. We've come a long way from being honest in order to protect people's feelings. And that's not so good. No.